Hello?
Is this the transporter?
Technology moves fast, doesn't it? I mean, as soon as you think they can't come up with something, they come up with something else. Makes you wonder if guys like me will be out of a job. No. People will always need guys like me, right? You're gonna make me late.
How you like me now?
Where are the packages?
These are the packages.
How you like me now?
Now drive.
Thought you John Wayne types just let it roll off your back.
That was the old days. Now we hold grudges and get revenge.
Don't worry. We will make him pay.
How you like me now?
So the great thing about Jason Statham is that he appeals equally to men and to women. But this new guy, Ed Skrein, I would wager he appeals to no one. And I think a large part of that is because if you were to ask Ed Skrein, hey, who do you think your target demographic is? He would say, everyone, 'cause I'm that awesome. There's a real mimbo, douche quality to this guy that is just emanating off him in waves. And I have to say, he looks familiar, right? Well, you might be familiar with his career as a UK rapper. Please, if you live in the UK, how popular is Ed Skrein? He must have some kind of following for him to get this role. But then also, people like me recognize him in the States from his role for one season on Game of Thrones as Daario, that real self-aware, cocky guy that Daenerys hired as like a mercenary, and as everyone says, shut out finally, Sir Friendzone. And I have to say, when he showed up on Game of Thrones, I also instantly disliked him. I was like, yeah, you're attractive, but you're so self-aware and just such a leech and a skeevy jerk. I mean, really, I have such a bad reaction to this guy, long hair or not. And I was so glad to see him leave Game of Thrones, although I think his Daario replacement, isn't much better because there's just no reaction to the new guy at all. At least this guy, I guess, elicits a strong reaction. But he left Game of Thrones to make this movie, which I think was just a mistake for everyone. I guess not for Ed Skrein. Probably he's the only one it's not a mistake for, because if you have a shot to lead a franchise, you take it. But I think it's a problem for Luc Besson and his filmmakers here, his whole team trying to, refuel this franchise. And I think it's a problem for moviegoers who have a franchise that was kind of a guilty pleasure, and now it just becomes, you know what, I guess that's what it is. Before with Jason Statham, I think the franchise had some self-respect. But with this new guy, it just becomes like the perfume ad it always was. And you're like, oh no, that was the last straw. The transformation is complete. It's the most expensive ad for Gucci men's clothes I've ever seen. So I don't know. I mean, quality's never been a big thing with these movies, but we'll see. This to me makes it almost unwatchable. And I'm curious to what you guys think. Do you have this kind of visceral reaction to Ed Skrein? And is that a good thing or a bad thing? And then also, what do you think of him as a replacement for Jason Statham? What did Jason Statham bring to this franchise that Ed Skrein either does not, or maybe you think he does a better job than Jason Statham? Please, Ed Skrein defenders, I look forward to hearing from you down below, because I would love to understand why they would ever cast him in this role. Otherwise, it looks like standard Transporter stuff. It's got the action, it's got the glitz, it's got the babes. I did like the touch of oh, we're the packages in these blonde Barbie wigs. I was like, Luc Besson, never change. There are certain things about you that you just love, and if you want to indulge those with some of your movies, as long as we get Lucy and stuff, that's okay. Alright, so that's my review of the Transporter 4 Refueled. I look forward to discussing it with you down below, and you can check out some other episodes right now.